The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, Bob's Burgers, and up until the last couple of years, King of the Hill and Futurama. For those of you who don't know, all of these shows and a few more exist in one big shared universe, and that's what I cover on this channel, is this overall universe. Matter of fact, a lot of my Family Guy videos have been more Family Guy universe videos than actually just Family Guy videos, and I promise I'm going to try and change that soon. But in today's video, I wanted to go over the main thing that all of these shows have in common, and that is why none of the characters in any of these shows actually age. And we do now have a canonical reason within the series as to why they don't age. Right off the heels of the fact that I just complained in my last video about the whole series possibly getting a time skip, which I still personally think it might need, but hey, we'll see how the comments go. So maybe not the greatest time, but it's the time that I'm going with. So this is what we're doing. The video's coming out. I'm trying to reach 2,000 subs or whatever we're at now, and if you guys could hit that subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. So I know what you guys are going to say. Of course they don't age their cartoons, and yep, that's correct. If they aged up the characters, it would pretty much put a timestamp on the series, and by not aging the characters, it can allow the series to run pretty much indefinitely. I went over that in my last video. So from a real world perspective, them not aging makes a lot of sense, and I never really thought to question it. Then I got the surprise of my life when they actually gave us a in-universe explanation as to why they don't age. We find out in the Simpsons episode, Bart's Birthday, that Bart has a crazy superpower to reset the world back 1 year. Basically, we see in the episode that Bart is so afraid of change and people improving themselves and basically moving on with their lives that he basically through sheer will alone will cause the world to reset, and instead of turning 11 years old, he repeats his 10th birthday and then the year leading up to his 11th birthday, thus freezing everyone in place for the most part and not allowing any of them to age. But guys, I don't think you realize just how much this can actually explain just within the overall universe. For instance, I did a video going over all of the possible Mr. Burns timelines and how old he actually is, and you should definitely go check out those videos. But more than likely, the reason there's so many is because Bart can't get it right every single time. He just knows he is a rich old guy, and the reset pretty much just does the rest, thus giving him a different canonical backstory every time he tells it. It's also possible he's just lying, but it's more fun to look at it this way. Another more broad example is the characters don't age, but they're still up on current events, and technology has advanced as the years have gone on. A good example here is everyone now has smartphones, which is probably a good example of Bart enjoying the more modern luxuries, and so the technology advancements are allowed to continue throughout the resets. So the technology keeps moving forward, but the characters are stuck in the same place. So now you've got modern day technology with characters who were born in like the 1980s, I think. But Bart also clearly doesn't know everyone in the universe and would also clearly not care even if he did. So although the resets will stop them from aging, they will just continue with their lives as if time was moving forward. Thus, you get things like the Smiths feud with Santa Claus, Meg turning 18, Cleveland Jr. being replaced. All of this can happen since Bart really doesn't know all that much about them. But people he is more familiar with, like Stewie for instance, haven't aged in forever. So a side note here, more than likely, this cannot reverse death. Thus, the characters who have actually died before in the series will just kind of stay dead and won't be brought back. And there are some exceptions here and there, but since a lot of these characters in the real world have passed away in the series because of their actual voice actors passing away or just financial disagreements, I doubt like all of them will come back. But if he can't revive dead people, then they just stay dead. So that's where, all of these characters you currently see on screen, they're not coming back because they are dead. This could also explain why shows like Futurama and King of the Hill were actually able to have their time skips. Since those shows were canceled, Bart would have had stopped hearing about them, and thus time would have moved forwards. Also, since Futurama was already in the future, so that probably helped that out there. But it could also explain why most of the characters from shows like The Cleveland Show do not show back up in Family Guy, the show was canceled and Bart more than likely wasn't familiar with them to begin with. So they don't appear, and basically Roberta and Rollo will forever be numbed to not speaking and background roles because Bart has no interest, thus also does not know anything about them. So we'll probably never get like any real character development from these two based off of in-universe things where they're just kind of stuck because their show is no longer on the air, but they got drugged into Family Guy and now have to be there because they're Cleveland's family, but Bart literally knows nothing about them because like the primary show that he would have known them on whenever he was doing the resets was canceled. So I don't know. That's a good explanation, but it's horrible. I mean, they were good characters. I don't know why, but I get not paying voice actors, but just pay them, bring them back. They ain't gotta talk a lot. Just have Roberta hang out with Meg. That's all I'm asking. Let Roberta hang out with Meg. Let Rollo join Stewie and Brian on their adventures or something. And yeah, I mean he's 5, Stewie's 1, so that might not work out. But like, just give me something. But anyway, that small rants aside, let me know what you guys think. Am I overthinking this? Is this one of the cooler ways to explain why the characters don't age and we at least have an in-universe explanation? Maybe, but let me know in the comments down below, and while you guys are down there, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.